the truth finally leaked, and it's way better than what we initially thought. This having to do with essentially trading away Desmond Bane to get KCP and Ty Jerome. On top of that, we'll explain why, in terms of a business move, this was actually the right decision for the Grizzlies to make, and we'll preview what KCP and Ty Jerome can do for the Grizzlies for the foreseeable future. We'll get into all of that in just a moment, but hello everybody, my name is Jared Alator, bringing you the latest news and everything else on anything Grizzlies related. Just want to say before we get into the video, y'all are doing a splendid job, just day by day, hour by hour, minute by minute. Y'all are hitting that subscribe button, engaging with me and Tristan. Look at how far we've come. 21% of you who watch these videos are subscribed. 79% of you, you're watching these videos, but you're just not subscribed. For the 79% of you, you want to follow the assignment, hit that subscribe button so you never miss another upload from us. We're starting to balance out those two bubbles, guys, so y'all are doing a fantastic job. Just wanted to shout y'all out for all the support, and that's why we want to stay ahead of the game. Not just stay on top of it, but stay ahead of the game. Y'all asked for Cedric Coward during this year's draft, and it seems like the Grizzlies fans and the Grizzlies organization were basically hand in hand with one another. So that's why we strive to not just stay on top of things, but we also want to get ahead of the curve. And that's why we have Grizzlies Digest. So be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never, ever miss another upload from us. But getting into the content, Grizzlies are quietly building a better team without Desmond Bane. This comes from Will Udy of the Grizzlies fan side page, the Beale Street Bears. Great content as always. Memphis is putting together pieces to improve even despite their losses. So a little bit of an overview. If you've been living under a rock for the past month or so, where have you been? We've had a draft. We've had the Gold Cup. We've had other things happen. Trey Hendrickson, Micah Parsons, to get into other things happening in sports right now. But basically, Desmond Bane was traded to the Orlando Magic. The Grizzlies got KCP, Cole Anthony, and essentially 5 first-round picks in return, which we've kind of done. We've already done some work with those first-round picks since then. But now you're talking about what the Grizzlies have with KCP, Ty Jerome, Cole Anthony. He was eventually shipped out. Milwaukee signed him. And now we're looking ahead to the future of what Memphis can actually do with both guys. And I actually think that this is a fantastic move. And because it's also a heartbreaking move, because we know how important Desmond Bane was to the Memphis organization. He was here for many, many years. He got better pretty much every year. But the only problem is we need 3-and-D players. You can't have enough 3-and-D players in today's NBA. And now you got an up-and-coming guy like Ty Jerome, who's 28 now. And you really need as many guys to let it fly from downtown. You need 3-and-D guys. You need to build a more mature team to help out these young guys like Zach Edey and Jalen Wells and Gigi Jackson and Cam Spencer, Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson. I mean, they're still considered young guys. I mean, in life, they're we considered young guys. But we need young guys and 3-and-D pieces around them, especially a championship veteran one in KCP. So the Grizzlies roster changes will serve to elevate them. And Will goes in to say it also does not hurt that this move gives the front office more financial flexibility over the long haul. Bane's contract was going to take up a large chunk of cap space, and for a team that still needs to figure out how to best build around Ja, trimming down that commitment allows for a little more breathing room. Caldwell Pope fits what this roster needed on both on the court and in the locker room. And that's exactly what it all boils down to. You're trying to get more leaders in the locker room. You got a young team. You got a talented team right now, but you want to build a veteran piece at least. I'm not going to steal the thunder away from Morant or Jaren Jackson Jr. because they are basically the de facto captains, the faces of the city right now. But if you want true leadership, if you want a true captain, and if you want a true locker room presence to help get these young guys to where they want to be, you got to get an older guy like KCP who's been there, done that, right? So KCP has been around the league since 2013. It was actually my freshman year of high school. So he's been in the league now for 13 years. This will be his 13th season in the league. And he started with Detroit and really started to grow his presence with the LA Lakers. That's where he won his first championship. was essential to that Denver team in 2023 with Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter Jr. and Jokic, of course, and Murray, of course, and other young bench pieces like Christian Brown. I mean, he is built to win championships. Guys like that you didn't really expect to lead teams to championships, like Alex Caruso. I mean, look at what he's doing. He is hustling. He is grinding. He is playing phenomenal defense against Jokic and against Halliburton and Anthony Edwards. I mean, that is one of the guys that you want. The sneakier pieces, the dark horse pieces that really make the difference. And I don't want to turn this into Thunder Digest because, that's for another episode or another time. But you need guys like KCP and Alex Caruso to do things, to do the little extra things to elevate a young team. And I think KCP plays that exact role. I'm not saying that the Grizzlies are going to win a world championship next year just because of KCP, but you have a veteran piece like him to help build up young pieces. And we'll actually take a look at some of KCP's stats. Of course, that's him in a Magic uniform. But they were calling it a down year actually for KCP, averaging 8.7 points a game, 2.2 rebounds, 1.8 assists, 34% from downtown, and he's usually, I don't want to say automatic, but almost automatic from corner threes. They say 34% on corner threes, so pretty much the same as his overall three-point percentage. And you really need him to camp out on the perimeter just to get those open shots. And I think when you have pieces that work well in the pick and roll, like Edey and Jackson, get Jock Landale in there. He'll be setting a lot of picks at the beginning of the season. And Memphis does a great job. I think Memphis does a great job rotating guys whenever you have pick and rolls, whenever you run pick and roll offenses. But KCP is someone who can adapt to anything. I mean, he can rotate. He can stick around in the corner, knock down shots, and that's exactly what you need. You can't have enough 3-and-D guys in the NBA. So that's what I'll say about that. And then into the article a little bit more. The other big move was the addition of Ty Jerome, who has quietly become more than capable, secondary ball handler. His ability to run the offense in stretches is going to matter more than people realize. Yeah, especially when Ja sits down. Too often recently, the offense has had times of stalling out when Morant was off the floor. Jerome is not flashy, but he's efficient, smart, and knows how to manage a possession. In a Western Conference that is constantly shifting, the Western Conference has honestly been competitive for as long as I've been living for the past 30,000 years. The Grizzlies might have found a path forward that does not rely entirely on star power. By surrounding Ja with guys who can do the little things like defend and play off the ball, Memphis might be setting the table for a more sustainable version of success. Bane will likely meet or exceed expectations in Orlando, but the Grizzlies might have just gotten better by letting him go. Sorry about that flickering. Excuse me about that. But you talk about Ty Jerome, and he does all the little things well. He's getting better as a ball handler. I started to notice he got better as a ball handler during his days with Golden State a couple of years ago. But this is a little bit of him as a ball handler in the paint. Look at him work against Drew Holiday there and bank it home. And his range, too. I mean, you'll see during these highlights, his range is just endless. Look at that. Basically putting up prayers. And there's another one right there. I mean, I'm not saying he's the next Steph Curry, but his range is just, it almost looks endless, right? And you'll see another deep three there. Ty Jerome with a nice fake in the corner. Yeah, I mean, he can hit it basically from anywhere from downtown. And also, what's got me confident is that he's another ball handler that's not afraid to take it in the paint, draw fouls, scoop it home. Fake out defenders in the paint, bank it home. Those are the guys that you want as well. I mean, these are perfect pieces. Of course, we're going to miss Desmond Bane. Of course, we're going to miss even Jay Huff. I mean, there are plenty of fans who didn't like basically exchanging Huff and Landale. And, but that's more of another video for another time. But I think Landale is more of a heavier built piece that can set good screens, knock down shots. Huff was like more of a slasher, and he wasn't really anyone that could really slash on a pick and roll. He would camp out more on the perimeter. He was a great three-point shooter, but you want to have guys around Morant and Pippen and Ty Jerome who can work well with other guys on the pick and roll offense. So that's all I have to say there. But yeah, I think these are great additions. At the end of the day, KCP, two-time champion, Ty Jerome, getting better every year, just had his best season. He's in his prime right now. These are two great guys, and it's, again, a business. We'll always say it's a business, it's a business, it's a business. And you want to trim down Bane's contract. Well, you want to not be in a bind just like the Boston Celtics were with Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis. I mean, their money was through the roof. I mean, the Grizzlies don't want to have a problem like that. So essentially, that's why you see guys now on the roster like Ty Jerome and KCP and Jock Landale to just save a little bit more space, and also to sign Jaren Jackson Jr. to that huge life-changing deal. But that's all that we'll have for you today. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Grizzlies Digest. Comment your thoughts on KCP, Ty Jerome, what they can do for the Grizzlies in the 25-26 season. You can like this video, comment on this video, share this video if you did, in fact, like this video. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.